Well, what do you know? I'm talking about Kiss again. Isn't that a surprise? Kind of yes, kind of no. No, because Kiss is my favorite band. I love talking about Kiss, and I've done many of these episodes about Kiss, but it is kind of a surprise even for me. I did Dynasty, I don't know, 3 weeks ago maybe, and I found a copy of Dynasty at El Chopo, and I said that was probably going to be the last Kiss record for a long time, because all the Kiss records that I want on Amazon, which is my only source for records other than El Chopo, used anyway, all the Kiss records that I want on Amazon, I either have them or they're just far too expensive. And then I got Unmasked all of a sudden. Unmasked appeared out of nowhere for a fair price anyway, less than I have a maximum that I'm willing to spend, and Unmasked was less than that. And then, boom, out of nowhere, 3 or 4 more. This one, Hotter Than Hell, was one. That was another one. That was another one. That was another one. 4 more. So after this one, there are 3 more that I'm going to talk about. They were never on Amazon, or they were listed but not available, or they were listed but far too expensive. And I got them all for less than what I would be willing to pay. So there are going to be some more Kiss episodes coming up. Aren't you all happy? But before I get to that, and again, another reminder, I should be at El Chopo on August 26th. Get your requests in. You can leave a comment here or in any of the other videos. I think I should see them all no matter where you put them. If you want me to show something, look for something, if you want to challenge me to find something at El Chopo, if there's a band that you like, any theme that you want me to focus on, give me some ideas. Otherwise, I'm just going to go to El Chopo and look around and not even take a video. So I need your input. Give it to me. Hit me with some funny shit, as Frank Rizzo says. I love that line. And at least one person appreciates and understands where that reference came from. So I'm going to talk about Hotter Than Hell right now. Well, before I get to the record, should I do this first? Yeah, I will do it first. This just came the other day. And this is how it came. This is how it came. Actually, it came yesterday. And it came in just this. Not in a box. These are some of the old... this is empty. This is from another record that I got. They usually, most of them come in a box like this. Oh, this is from Peace of Mind when I did that. They, 95%, 90%, they come in a box like this, which is inside, if you watch these, inside a box like this, often with that airspace or whatever they call it. This one came just like this, which is unbelievable. And so I opened it up just to make sure it was the record that was supposed to be. As you may or may not know, I've had a lot of trouble with Amazon lately. And I opened it up, and yeah, it's not in the best condition. It's not abysmal like Animalize was, but can you see the bend in the corner there? Look at that. I don't know if the camera's picking this up or if I'm getting the right angle, but this front corner is bent upwards. This bottom corner, and again, I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up. It's not bent, but it is creased. It's got a little crease in it. This will probably be more obvious when I remove the wrap, the shrink wrap. But anyway, I will get to this track by track shortly. And hopefully the record will be okay. Now, my thoughts on Hotter Than Hell, love it. When I did my Kiss rankings, remember, those were official. Forget about any other ones you see. Mine are the only one that counts. I had Hotter Than Hell second. I had Love Gun first, Hotter Than Hell second. That's always subject to change. It's not going to change too much, but... and it's kind of funny with Kiss. I don't... I have my list of, I think, like, these are my best records ever. Shout at the Devil, Master of Puppets, Among the Living, Appetite for Destruction, Rain and Blood, Power Slave, Diary of a Madman, I don't know, whatever. As much as I love Kiss, again, my favorite band, I don't think they have one record that I would count in my top 10, except Alive. Alive is my favorite record ever. But talking about studio albums, I see Kiss more as a catalog band rather than an album by album band. But oh my God, Hotter Than Hell is fantastic. Out of all their albums, if I have it at number 2 out of 24, that's pretty good and very important to note. And I understand that it sounds kind of weird and it's kind of murky and muddy. And I guess do I care? Maybe I care a little bit. Maybe this would have been a better album if it had sounded like, you know, how Rock and Roll Over, how that would sound a couple years later, or Love Gun. But that can't be changed. And I love Hotter Than Hell for what it is, which is a great, great Kiss record. I did have this record. This might have been the first one that I got. If you've heard this story before, fast forward. I got Alive first. Then, as far as I remember, I had them in order: Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, and Love Gun. I think, and I didn't have the first three, the debut, Hotter Than Hell, and Dressed to Kill, until later. And I think Hotter Than Hell was the first one that I had. I probably got Hotter Than Hell in 80, maybe around 80, somewhere around there, record. I had a used copy of it. I don't know why. Maybe I bought it at a garage sale probably. And it was really, really beat up in really bad shape. So it's nice to have this, a nice, clean, well, except for this, should I try to bend it back? What do record people do when you get, oh, there, I kind of fix it. Still, fuck you, Amazon, for sending stuff like this in this, I was going to say in this kind of packaging, in this kind of non-packaging. There, it's getting a little bit better. I feel like a chiropractor or something. So there it is. Interesting about this one, this is the only Kiss record that I've got I've got quite a few in the last few months. This one doesn't have any kind of hype sticker. The other ones, somewhere on it had that black. They were all the same. It said first vinyl edition since 1985, 180 gram audiophile collectors. I don't know, this doesn't feel quite as heavy as 180 grams. And I'm gonna guess that this has probably nothing inside. The original version I think had nothing. And the debut album right there had nothing. And not even the sleeve, probably just a plain white sleeve. And Dressed to Kill over there also had nothing, just a plain white sleeve. I'm gonna guess that this is gonna be the same. Am I ready to open it up? I think I am. All right, let me take a look. Oh, and by the way, I noticed there is a sticker on here. And what else was like this? Creatures of the Night, I think. Maybe some other ones. Made in Czech Republic. My friend Damien, who watches these videos sometimes, called the Long Gone Loser Rock Show, he told me that apparently records that are made in Czech Republic are really good. I don't know what that means, but I don't know. But there it is. And also, I love this. This is, I don't know if it's my favorite Kiss record cover. It's weird. The first three were photographs. The second three, Alive divides them into 3 and 3. The first three were photographs. The second three were drawings. So I kind of look at those, again, as groups. This is my favorite of the drawings. I think probably Rock and Roll Over is my favorite out of all of them. But I love the colors of this. I love this, how it's got everything, all the guys comes together, Gene's tongue and Peter's whiskers, Paul's star. I'm not, maybe that's kind of Gene also, I'm not sure. But everything about this record is fantastic. All right, now I will open it up. I guess I don't have to be delicate here. I can just tear it open now, as I did when I was a kid. All right. All right. Oops, there's a little, what is this? Some little piece of plastic there. Yeah, this is what I thought. Just a plain white sleeve. And the purple Casablanca logo. There it is. It is 180. I can feel it. It feels, not just the weight, but the records, I guess. And I'm the furthest thing from a record nerd. But they feel not so much heavier, but stiffer. These ones do. So let me put this back and I'll go through it track by track. I can start now. The first song is "Got to Choose," which I've always kind of thought it was a strange opener. When I did the Ace of Spades Motorhead record, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago with Chris McClernand and Jason McMaster, Jason's version of Ace of Spades was different than mine and Chris's, which I guess Jason had, I don't know which version of it was, but on the opening, on the first track of his was Chase is Better Than the Catch, which was like the 9th track on everybody else's album. And I thought, wow, that's a strange opening song. But I mean, for Jason, he said, oh, that's how I've always heard it. So I am used to having Got to Choose as the opening song, but in retrospect, it is a strange opener. But this is in my top 5 Kiss songs maybe. And every song, by the way, there were on this album that they played on Alive, there's Got to Choose, Parasite, Watching You, Let Me Go, Rock and Roll. All, as much as I love this album, every version was better on Alive. Anything else? Oh, and Hotter Than Hell. A lot from this album. Got to Choose, Parasite, Hotter Than Hell, Let Me Go, Rock and Roll, Watching You. 5 songs. They played half of these on in the Alive concert. But Got to Choose is amazing. I love that Gene's, and it's kind of funny how Gene's vocals, I think, Gene's backup vocals are louder and more prominent in the Paul songs, and Paul's backing vocals are more prominent in Gene's songs. But I just love Got to Choose, Lady, and that's Gene doing that, and then Paul, you know I heard the neighbors say, and then Gene comes in, baby, Paul sings, you might be leaving me today, oh yeah, Gene again, love those Genes, Lady, baby, oh yeah, love it. Great Kiss song, one of my very, very top one. Next is Parasite. This is not a heavy metal song, but to me that's heavy metal guitar. Parasite Lady, Parasite Eyes, Parasite Lady, No Need to Cry. Oh, Parasite is fantastic. Going Blind is great. I'm gonna say great, amazing, fantastic, phenomenal. I'm gonna repeat myself again and again. Going Blind is next. This was one I always liked this song, but I gained a real appreciation for Going Blind when they played it live at the Unplugged show, and in I think the anniversary of that just passed this week. That was in early August, 1995. And they did that. They had never played it live before, and they did it. I guess they had been doing it on that convention tour at the acoustic shows. But great Gene vocal there. And I know how it's to be. There is nothing more for you and I. Great song. A little bit of a kind of it's not a ballad, but it is, it's not a rockin' song. I don't know. Next is Hotter Than Hell. She looked good. She looked hotter than hell, all dressed in satins and lace. And maybe I've talked about this before. When I first heard the song, he sings, what does he say is it the second verse? How it ends. She showed me her wedding band. I'd love to go, but there's something you should know. She showed me her wedding band. When I was a kid, now remember, I was like 7 years old. I didn't know what a wedding band was, I guess. I thought he was saying, she showed me her way to dance. Instead of she showed me her wedding band, she showed me her way to dance. Hotter than hell. And that middle part of Hotter Than Hell. Let Me Go, Rock and Roll. This, for the longest time, I didn't really like this song. I think even when I was a kid on Alive, it was my least favorite. I love it now. It's Lily's. Maybe I've talked about this before. I think Lily would say, Let Me Go, Rock and Roll. It's her single favorite Kiss song. I wouldn't go that far for me, but I think her, love for it and appreciation for it has rubbed off on me because I like it way more now than I did X number of years ago. Side 2, starts with All the Way. Why didn't this become a Kiss staple? I don't know if they ever played this live. They played it live whenever they did that I don't know if it was the Rock the Nation tour in 2003 or 4 or 5, around there. And they did, they had their staples, but then, from show to show, they did, they added in some kind of, gems or deep cuts or something like that. And they did all the way maybe once or twice. That's a rock song. That's a real rock and Kiss song. Don't know why that didn't get more play. Is it the She Just Keeps Talking Louder all the way to her mother and father, or Complain to her mother and father? I'd always thought since I was a kid that it was all the way to her mother and father, but I've heard people cite that it's Complain to her mother and father. Complain to her mother and father. Next is Watching You. Maybe I do like this album better than Love Gun. I would have to listen to them consecutively back to back, and depending on my mood, I could really find my true favorite. Watching You, that riff, oh my god, this is kind of in the vein of Parasite. Doesn't sound like it, but again, I think this is like heavy metal guitar. Limping as you do, I'm watching you, oh, oh. And I think at the end of this, everybody else is watching us. Is that Peter Criss? Tell me, Kiss fans. To me, it sounds like Peter Criss. He's got that raspy, strong voice. I think watching us is Peter Criss. Let me know. Speaking of Peter Criss, his song is next, Mainline. You know what? This might be my favorite Peter Criss song. I think yes, maybe even better than Black Diamond. I know Ace Frehley wrote it, but I don't care about. I think Ace Frehley wrote it. I consider it a Peter. Whoever sings it, that's who. For me, that's who I claim, who I give ownership to. Mainline. It's hard to read this on this dark purple label. I think it is Frehley. Anyway, I'll consider Mainline a Peter Criss song. Love that song. Despite having one of the worst lyrics ever, I'm needing some lovin', I'm hot like an oven. It's so true. You know what I want you to do. So baby, won't you let me on through? Yeah, Mainline. Baby, won't you give it to me one time? Da-na-na-na-na-na. That's a great song. Never played live. Very overlooked, I would say that song is. Coming Home is next. Maybe Coming Home could have opened this album. Who cares? But that's another great song. And put that also in the same category as Going Blind. I always liked it, but seeing them bring it back to life, or bring it to life for the first time, playing it live on the Unplugged tour, or the MTV Unplugged show, took that song to the next level for me. It's been a month or two since I've been sleeping with you. I'm coming home again. I've been through east and west, but baby, I like best the road that leads to you. And the album ends with Strange Ways. Well, it's the strange ways. Da-na-na-na-na. This is Peter Criss again. No, it was Ace that wrote this one. Maybe Ace didn't write Mainline. I'm going to have to take this out for better light to see. Who wrote... Mainline is Paul Stanley. Oh, okay, it's Strange Ways that Ace Frehley wrote. So Paul gave Peter a song to sing, and Ace gave him a song to sing, if you want to look at it that way. Strange Ways, I know a lot of Kiss fans love that song. I like it. It's if I had to choose one least favorite on this album, it would probably be Strange Ways, although I do like it a lot. It's a little bit plotting for me. Maybe that's why some people like it. They maybe consider it kind of like an early Doom song, maybe Black Sabbath-y, because it's kind of slow. I think, you know what? There's some crease marks on here too. Can you see that? This is the corner that was bent. And yeah, here's some crease marks down here and over here and here. Fuck you, Amazon. I feel like the song should be a little bit, not even faster, but just a little bit more urgency to it, a little bit more, a little bit, tiny bit more up tempo. And I know everybody raves about the guitar solo in this. I mean, I'm not judging on talent how great it is, but it never caught my attention. It's not one of Ace's. He's got these great melodic solos. You can hum along to it. Got to Choose is... Got to choose. That's enough of that. But to me, that's a solo. And there's nothing wrong with Strange Ways, but I don't love that solo the way most people do. I've heard people say that that's Gene singing. I don't know what those people are thinking. That's clearly Peter Criss. So that's it for Hotter Than Hell. I might even go listen to this now. Sometimes I just listen to these as I might do the video now and then listen to it a week later, 2 weeks later, whenever I kind of feel like it. Sometimes I'm in the mood for talking about it. Sometimes I'm in the mood for listening to it. Sometimes both. And I think this is both. This or Love Gun? I'm not sure. Anybody else? Where would you put this? Forget, I don't care about your rankings because my rankings are the only ones that matter. But for the real Kiss fans, for people that love Mike Pratt, this guy's a big Kiss fan. What say you? Hotter Than Hell or Love Gun? Only comparing those two. It's a toss-up for me. I would maybe have to revisit. And this might get the coveted #1 spot for me. So that is all for Peter Criss. Who's this? Paul Stanley? Gene and Ace? Ace and Gene, whatever. That's all for Hotter Than Hell. Fantastic Kiss record. That's it. And don't forget, leave your requests for El Chopo, August 26th. And more Kiss in the, let's say, weeks to come. You're going to be in for a surprise for some of them. See ya.